Good morning, you're watching The Breeze, the Bay Breeze, with GoBaja.com and Bayer Houston Magazine. And I'm Rick Clapp, and I'm here with my distinguished friends and guests, with Gene Hollier, the director of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Good morning, Gene. And also with Jennifer Wycoff, the director of the popular Butler Longhorn Museum right here in League City. Well, gang, it's a pleasure to have you on board today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Well, yeehaw! We're talking about rodeo today, gang, and we've got Gene here. Gene is a director and also an organizer of the local Go Texan. Tell us a little bit what's going on these days.
Fantastic time of the year this year because rodeo starts 1 March, lasts for 20 days, although we precede that with 3 days of the World Championship barbecue, 13 trail rides coming in, the downtown parade. There's an awful lot of things happening here, plus all the local events that happen supporting the rodeo as well.
You've been doing this for like, what, 10 years, raising money here in the local Clear Lake area. I hear you've raised over $1 million in scholarships which benefit the kids locally. Is that correct?
It's correct. However, I've been doing it for 26 years. Yeah, I helped out the local Go Texan Committee, the Nassau Clear Creek Friendswood Go Texan Committee, which is where I began before I became a director of the show. Then I went to Speakers Committee, although I still work on this committee. And we started a program in 1999, which you're familiar with, called the Trail Boss Ranch Hand Program, where we try to raise funds prior to the year beginning. And you're right, since 99, we've raised $1.2 million to support scholarships for children in the local area.
Well, let's have a round of applause for that. Gino, you've done an outstanding job, and your background also is in acting and Air Force pilot, and you appeared on Magnum PI, was that correct?
Correct. Yeah, I was in the Air Force for 20 years. I retired as a pilot in the Air Force, and then I went into business for myself and luckily moved to Hawaii and worked there, had a business in Hawaii and Australia as well. But then I accidentally got into acting and worked on I was in 17 episodes of the TV series Magnum PI, a couple of Hawaii Five-0, a couple of movies, yeah, just dabbling. I took the money though.
Well, Gene and his significant other, Emmeline Dodd, do so much for our community. They were recently recognized by the Arts Alliance of Clear Lake as being distinguished honorees for the event we had recently, the Cirque du Magnifique, for their outstanding job in raising funds here in the Bay Area. Congratulations to you for all the great work you do. Gene, now that we're going to go to another nonprofit organization, hopefully you're making a profit as a nonprofit, is our good friend Jennifer Wycoff with the Butler Longhorn Museum. Well, Jennifer, tell us what's new at the Butler Longhorn Museum.
Well, we're excited about the rodeo events that's coming up because we have, we're lucky to have your art, the art from the students being
that's
displayed.
on display. Okay, great.
So that kind of correlates with the season for the show, and we invite people there to come and see the beautiful pieces that the kids have done and won over the many years. That
they have some outstanding pieces, don't they?
Unbelievable, just amazing.
Well, tell us a little bit about the history of the Butler Longhorn Museum. How long have you been in existence now?
It started in 2003, and we started working with an idea and sculpted it into a museum that opened in May. The city was kind enough to let us have the property and still are one of our biggest supporters of the entire project, and it's still developing, but it's open in May of last year.
The museum itself was the old Walter Hall estate, is that correct?
That's true.
Beautiful home turned into a beautiful museum.
That's true. It's a 10-acre site. You've
done a great job, and it's so pleasant out there too. It's open how many days a week?
It is open Tuesday through Saturday right now. We will expect to open next year 7 days a week.
But the museum has a lot to offer, and I think you're growing, and I think the Butler, maybe Gene or both of you can answer this, was the type of Longhorn, was a Butler Longhorn that they bred?
Yes, it is a family that bred Longhorns in the area, which is why she's honoring them by having the Butler Longhorn Museum.
Well, since you're talking, we'll talk further about, I remember I was involved with you for a short period of time there. We had Longhorns with the Longhorn Project out there at the Space Center. You were a part of that initially, weren't you?
Well, I still sit on the board of that. Yeah, that's present tense, not past tense. The official name is CASE, the Center for Agriculture, Education, and Science, under CCISD. It's a partnership between JSC, Johnson Space Center, the Texas Longhorn Breeders Association, the Gulf Coast, Clear Creek Independent School District, and Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Wow, so it's a major undertaking, but man, you just answered a lot of questions. That's good. I don't have to ask so many. Well, getting back to Jennifer. Jennifer, I have been to the Butler Longhorn Museum a few times, and some of the events there. It makes a great facility for entertainment as well.
It has a saloon and a
Kitchen,
theater, several galleries, and a lot of space to have dinners and parties and events. And
outdoor is beautiful. You have even like a little orchard out there and a little cook shack where you can have some great special events, weddings, parties. I think it makes for a wonderful place, and it has that real Texas accent, you know, almost like the hill country right here in our backyard in the Bay Area.
yes, it's all about preserving the Western culture, and so that is the theme with all the decor and everything on the site.
Jennifer, is there admission?
There is. It's a small admission, but we charge $6 for adults and $3 for kids.
Well, that's quite a small fee compared to Houston's Natural Museum. When you say in some of the places, Gene, in Houston. But getting back to good value, the rodeo is great value.
There's hardly any place in the world where you could go in at $16 a head and spend all day on the facility and then go see a great rodeo and a named entertainer at the same time. That's our lowest ticket price, but it is fantastic.
Well, tell me, anything else happening around the Bay Area? I know you guys are very active in the community. And Jennifer, what do you have coming up? Anything new in League City or other than rodeo?
We've got a number of events going on at the museum, and I'd encourage people to look at our website and see what the calendar states. We'll also be at the rodeo. We're hosting a booth there, and we're grateful to the TLBAA who's sharing it with us, and that's the Texas Gulf Coast Cattlemen's Association.
Quite a big organization.
So we're trying to connect with some of the same people that visit similar.
Right, very important. Well, Gene, what do you have coming up? Anything on your plate? I know your plate's full. You and Emmeline.
Well, on the rodeo side of the house, yes. Yeah. The local committee, the NASA Go Texas Committee I mentioned earlier, have 2 more events coming up. On the 22nd of February, the Texas Independence Trail Ride comes through the area, enters NASA, and spends the night around the Gilruth Center, and that committee then throws a party for them that night. And it's admission to the public as well. We'd love to have anyone come. It's fantastic. Get to meet the trail riders. It's a dance. We have a band. And the food is catered by Carrabba's. Yeah, right.
Carrabba's, Daniel Costelli does a great job catering that event. And I've been every year, as you know, as the trail boss. And it's a great dancing and great entertainment, live band, and auction. You get a chance to see everybody, not only involved in the community, but the real movers and shakers at the Space Center. It's always a great event. Well, an event that's coming up ourselves, I'm really proud to tell you that it was a last-minute thing. They're going to be filming a movie here in the Clear Lake Bay Area, and it's going to be called The Mark. And some of the local actors, like Nicole O'Brien, who was Miss Texas, is going to appear in it, along with Brandon Smith. And Jeremy London, who you may know from Celebrity Rehab. He's going to be on our show, but he's rehabbed. And we've also got Morgan Shepherd. So if you see us out and about town, we're filming this movie called The Mark. So stay tuned, and I want to thank our guest today. It's always good to see you guys. You always make a great show, and congratulations and good luck with the rodeo.
Thank you.
Got some great entertainment. Kid Rock Right's coming.
Fantastic. Now, this year they have something for everyone. There are 20 performances, and each performance is a named person, and they run the mill from Kiss to regular country and western singers.
And Jennifer, keep up the great work. You do such a good job there. Always out present in the Butler Longhorn Museum. And we thank you for watching The Breeze. GoBaja.com and keep reading Bay Area Houston Magazine. It's Rick Clapp. Until next time. And we'll be talking to Brady Bishop in just a few minutes of the Dickies Barbecue. Thanks for joining us. Well, here we are today. We're talking rodeo. So if we're talking rodeo, we must be talking barbecue.
Yes, sir.
Right, Brady? I'm here with Brady Bishop, the owner, general manager. Young man here with a business started in the Bay Area with a Dickies Barbecue.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Dallas, Texas. I grew up there. I went to SMU. I was born and raised in Dallas. I grew up with Dickies Barbecue. I moved down here to Clear Lake just 3.5 years ago, and I started working for NASA. And with the shaky future that I've seen, I decided I need to do something on the side as well. And since I loved the restaurant and I loved Dickies and I had a little money in my pocket, well, I started it up, and here we are.
You know, Brady, you're a man of my own heart. I'm going to tell you what, by saying what you said right there, you said a lot. You know, the space program is going to change over the next several years, and I think young people like yourself that come in to be a part of the space program and create the dynamics of an institution that really made America. And I think also starting your own business in this area, it's going to be just a boom town, and you're going to do extremely well. I think our economy is very strong.
Yes, sir.
I think you're seeing it in your business. You've done quite well. I've seen lots of lines there, and whether it's the time of the year, but you have a good product, and I think the community has welcomed you. Tell us a little about what do you sell? What's the concept of Dickies?
It's fast casual. We move them along with the food. We have brisket, pulled pork, turkey, ham, sausage, ribs. You know, your typical barbecue. We smoke all of our meats in hickory wood. The briskets, the pork, we smoke overnight for 14 hours. The ribs, chicken, turkey, everything else we do the morning of, so everything is absolutely fresh.
But were you in the restaurant business before?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I grew up in Dallas. My parents owned a restaurant. When I was
okay, boy,
up.
you know the hard work that
And,
what a restaurant offers, but the rewards as well.
That's right. So I went to school when I was younger, and then when I left school, I went to the restaurant and that sort of thing. So
Is Dickies your family business? Is that, or you just got into
sir.
a franchise?
Yeah,
or?
It's actually just mine. I actually tried to bring in a few partners. Ended up saying, you know what, I'm just going to do it all on my own. So.
Yeah, it's better. I learned
That's
my hard way too. Well, I want to congratulate you. Tell us a little bit the menu. What do you guys really? What are some of the specialty items? I know you've got a plethora of things on your barbecue items.
Yeah, if I were to go in there and order, I would order, say, the brisket ribs or pulled pork. Those are my favorites. I like slow cooked meats, something you can really taste the smoke with.
Right.
The pulled pork, a lot of people aren't really familiar with that because it's more of a Carolina thing.
Yeah, sure.
But we brought it down here to Texas, and everybody seems to love it.
But it's all good. Desserts? You have desserts?
We do. We've got an apple cobbler and a pecan pie.
Okay.
But we've also just introduced a jalapeno cheddar sausage. That's actually starting today.
I'll have to come by and get some for sure.
Yeah, we've been sampling, and everybody seems to love it.
Yeah, everybody loves. I know your pulled pork sandwiches are rave around town. People talk about that quite a bit. And your ribs.
Yes, sir.
And the slow cooked meats, I think, are awesome. You cook right there on location?
We do. We've got a Southern Pride pit in the back. That's the best you can find.
Wow. So where are you located?
On Bay Area Boulevard. It's 1109 Bay Area Boulevard. A lot of people find it by me just saying it's the old Coney Island building.
Right, there you go. Next to Eve's Jewelry, right?
Yes, sir.
Right there. You know, you see the economy is good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, locally, and I think in the restaurant business, you're the first person to see it. I think you got price point products that people can afford.
Yes, sir.
Well, gang, we're going to go back here and have a little food tasting. You know, I like food, so let's go back and enjoy.
Sounds good.
Well, here it is, Dickies. That is incredible. What do you think, Gene?
I'm holding
Makes
up.
quite a cowboy tree here. Well, Jennifer, I'd like to pass this to you since you're the lady of the house today.
Wow.
I know women like to have their baked potatoes, so tell us what you think.
I think it's really beautiful.
Well, dive in. Gene, hey, let's go. Let's get a taste
Wow.
here, gang.
Try this.
Let's
is
get
great.
into this stuff here. Look at this. Wow, great brisket, moist. Nice smoke to it.
This is great. That sounds like you might have to try some of that too.
Oh yeah, meat eater here. All right. Make sure when you're out and about, whether it's rodeo, family event, special event, catering, come on by. What's the address?
1109 Bay Area Boulevard.
We want to thank Brady today for feeding us all, and let's the Bon Temps Relay. You've got Mardi Gras coming up soon, and enjoy the rodeo.
We'll be there.